Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this video regarding this white tea lady who called a black kid at the playground the N-word numerous times. So what's interesting to me is the panel. This is coming from the Anton Daniels channel. The panel, they have a discussion about the use of the N-word amongst our own community and why is it terrible when they do it, but we do it on a daily basis in just little back and forths, even in the music, even in, movies, we just throw it like it's just a typical regular word. So let's get into this video, and then it's going to stream into the panel talking, and I might cut off here and there to add my 2 cents or whatever. But without further ado, let's go.
You call him a child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again? Okay. Alright, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people.
Nobody digging to
A little kid just did, you dumb.
that little kid, you call him the little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act.
That's what you're gonna call.
My thing is, you hear what she's saying, right? If that's what he's gonna act like. So that's the thing among black people, ones that it's we've got, subgroups obviously. The difference between a black man and the N-word, that's actually a thing. So yeah, I kind of see what she's talking about, but at the same time, it's still terrible because he is like a 5-year-old kid.
Call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
That's a hate speech, and you can be the that.
I don't give a.
Okay, we'll see about that with the.
You guys, Karen was on fire. But guess what? Guess what she did? She opened up a GoFundMe. Okay. Well, this is from yesterday. Okay. So the money probably is greater now, right? So she opened up a GoFundMe talking about the recent incident.
When did this come out? So it came out yesterday, but that's a lot of money, though. 638,000, almost, 639. I'm pretty sure it's probably more than by now. Because YT folks, one thing they do believe in is donating to a cause, especially, like I don't have an issue with it. Black folks do it all the time. Especially like with this Carmelo Anthony thing going on. Although he is the one who did, the aggressor, but they donate to him. So I'm thinking people are gonna get pissed off about this. A certain group, because why is she getting money? But it's the same thing though, right? He got the money because, oh, my family's being protected. They know where we live. They're going to try to hound us. So we got to pack up and move somewhere else. But isn't this not the same thing? I don't know.
Calling the kid out and everything like that. And she wants to raise $1 million. She's at $638,000 because of what happened. And people are donating to this cause.
For some folks, depending on your situation, your current living situation, that's life-changing money. If you got like, low, 5-figure job, 30, 40, $50,000 a year, and you get something like this, that could actually change your life. So I don't know if she's a single mom or whatever, with the case of her financial status, but that could literally change your life if she does it right.
Okay. What do y'all think about the situation?
I don't understand how $1 million is going to help this situation.
Where is she located? Do anybody know where she's at? Where
She's
she's
in Minnesota. Minnesota, I think.
All right, got it.
I think that kids are off limits. Like if he did something, you could have talked to his parents.
Yeah. I believe
But
that.
to chase after him and to call a little black kid the N-word is crazy.
The thing is, though, the little black kids there, where are the parents? Exactly. Where are the parents? You could talk to the parents because he's a 5-year-old kid. Think about it. 5-year-old kids do dumb, everybody does. I have grown up, my kids are grown. But 5 years old, they put stuff in like electric sockets and touch stoves and stuff. So they're gonna do something stupid. They see something interesting. Ooh, I want to go see what that is. So digging in, a diaper bag, baby bag. That's what they're gonna do. But you know, she could have handled it differently. Yeah, she could have. Hey, where's your mom or dad? Where's this? You know, probably not around. That's what a lot of people do these days. They leave their kids unattended, and that's how you come up with situations where the Indian guy apparently, you know, was gonna, uh, kidnap a kid that was inside the Walmart. Well, not really kidnap, but kidnap, I guess. And now he's been arrested. And they're gonna charge him for it. So that's just weird. But yeah, why do you leave a kid by yourself?
She just seems like she's insane.
Wait, y'all not worried about the money though?
I mean, I asked like, what
Part two, but
like I specifically said like, what is $1 million going to do to help her in a dire
Uproot
situation?
you,
Did
move
like
somewhere
just get
else.
leaked and she lost her job or something like that, or did she get like a hate?
Doxed.
Like did she get sued for like hate speech or something?
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
think
what
people
happened, but
started, people are gonna find her some way, somehow. People are gonna find her, leak her, whatever. I
All
guess she
these-
was getting threats. But
All the internet sleuths, of course. You know, somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know, oh, I know who this is. She lives over by us. I don't know her personally. And then that person would go get the housing address, and then they report it on whatever social media platform, and then it goes from there and just becomes a wildfire. And then, you know, people driving back and forth all day, leaving little picket signs, you know, in your yard, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, that's why they always keep packing a move. Same thing that happened to Carmelo Anthony, and same thing that happened to other people back in the day. So, what's different now?
the audacity of, they said, someone in the chat said they took the GoFundMe down and it violates their terms. But the $638,000 for her calling a child the N-word is, and people are donating to that cause.
Did they know that they were donating to a woman that said that?
They knew. They absolutely.
I mean, how do we know?
They knew, that's why they did it.
Y'all be blindly donating to people y'all don't know where the money's going or where it came from?
Not
I
hard
mean, some people do that. They're frivolous with their money. I mean, I just want to know the context. Like, if they knew that, then I think that's wrong. But if they did,
Think about the whole when was that the brick lady? People were donating to her, mostly women, but she lied about the whole situation. What's different?
no. I mean, can you really hold them accountable?
No.
They didn't know?
$638,000, those people knew.
Possibly.
And I feel like it shed light on what society really thinks about people. And two, I honestly think it reflects a lot on her that your vocabulary, your ability to process your emotions, that's the only word or terminology. One, you shouldn't have called him nothing anyway, but that's the only thing that you could come up with to call him.
Think about it, though. How many times black folks, you know, call white people out of the name? You know, I got called the N-word more by black folks, my own, you know, skin tone, than anyone my entire 46 years on this earth. I got called the N-word by one person one time. It was I think she was like a mix, Indian and white, American Indian and white. Went back, we lived in Oklahoma, and I was like in, I think like 8th or 9th grade. And I got expelled. Well, not expelled. I got, you know, suspended because, you know, you put hands on her. But still, that was the only time.
Yeah. Like, to me, it shares a lot about her and her ability to process her own emotions. She's very mature, and I just feel like it was inappropriate. And to say I called him for what he was, and the GoFundMe bio, that is mad crazy. That is diabolical.
Y'all call each other that.
Who is
Got
y'all?
a point.
Do I have to say the uncomfortable part out loud?
Go ahead.
They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it.
Y'all gave yourself the label YNs.
Who is y'all? I'm trying to figure out who y'all is.
Black people.
Oh, black folks.
Your community.
Yeah.
So wait.
Then they want to
Y'all-
pearl clutch when somebody else called them that.
Call
you know?
yourself. Let me step out of this. I don't feel like this shit tonight. I'm not.
Well, I'm gonna say it.
You about to get them.
Well, I'll say it.
I'm not. Gonna
So you mad at her for calling him the N-word, but all day, every day, 365, 24 hours a day,
Yes.
y'all walk around calling each other the N-word.
Yes.
But when white people say it, y'all pull y'all wig off, y'all throw y'all hat to the ground, you having a fit. Why? If you don't like the word, end the word.
Yep. Well, what's wrong with that? It's so ingrained, you know, all the subculture, you know, they have to throw it around every day. All the music, all the things they do. There's even T-shirts I've seen, you know, walking around, you know, Yeah, they self-made, black marker on a white T-shirt. So what's the difference? You walk around branding yourselves that when somebody of a different texture, different pigmentation says it, you're going to be all up in arms. Kind of like the Boondocks. Remember that episode? You said, no, let me stop.
Stop keeping it going. You don't.
The reality of it is
the Boondocks.
The reality of it is that it's the same way a lot of people use different slang, whatever. So people like to say, "Oh, we took this word and empowered it." At the end of the day,
That's
just like fat people. You don't call them fat. We don't though. Like you don't politically correct. You don't.
But it's like the same the same context. You know what you're using it for. Growing up when I was a little kid, going to in school, middle school, we couldn't say the MF word, so we said, "Oh, you ugly like a mug," Well, we know mug stands for mom, like that, but we say mug because you can't say it around your parents. So you're like, gosh dang it. You know what gosh dang it is? You can't say the damn it word behind the God word, because it's blasphemy, right? But you know what it means. So what's the difference? It's context.
No, we politically correct. We do.
I think if people are.
I mean, I was just saying like
corporate America, are you?
I was just going to say from like a legal perspective. I mean, she has every right to pretty much say whatever she wants.
Yep. First Amendment.
It's not. I would say the only repercussion might be social.
Y'all sit around here. Y'all call white people everything under the sun. Y'all call white people everything under the sun. It's okay when black people using racial slurs towards white people. You call them all types. You crack on they pigmentation. You crack on their skin color. You call Donald Trump orange. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but the moment somebody swing back at y'all, it's a fucking movement.
Where's the lie? Where is the lie? All day, every day, they say they call white people out of name, but when one word, I'm just surprised that people still get triggered by that. I'm like, you give it power by getting triggered by, that's the best you could do. Come back when you raise your IQ, low energy, all that other stuff. It's just like I don't see how people still do it. It's beyond me.
Y'all crying, y'all mad. Oh my God, did you just hear what he said to this black woman? Oh
Boy.
My God, do you hear what he said to this black man? It's like nobody can say nothing to y'all, but y'all can.
Think about it, like all the times you see, the police footage, people with their phones, they get pulled over, or you see like the body cam and, some, like you say, YN gets all upset for getting pulled over or being suspected of something. They start calling the white cop the N-word. They start calling Latinos the N-word. Oh, pussy this, pussy that. Oh, you a virgin. You a bully. You probably got nothing. You got probably got beat up in high school. They call him every name under the sun. And see the cop just right there, just standing firm. Just let them say whatever they want to say. I remember one where the cop responded back. He said, "Nigga." And oh, you already said. But prior to that, dude was dropping all types of M-bombs on him. He replied in kind with one word. He even put the A on it for good measure to match exactly the context he was trying to say it in. The cop is wrong? Come on.
Say everything y'all want to say about somebody. Y'all talk about white people like shit. The shit I see on the
Until we get reparations, that's facts. Until we get reparations, I don't want to get shit.
I'm curious.
You got your reparations. You got
Where did that come
reparations. You
from?
got reparations when you got Section 8. You got reparations when you got welfare. You got reparations when you asked for affordable housing. You got your
They
reparations.
got Section 8 and welfare too. Unfortunately, they got the same access that we got. It's the same thing.
You received reparations when you took your ass and had 4 kids by 3 different niggas, and you took your ass downtown and got a check. You get a check or you get some type of money every month for these damn kids. America,
they get the same thing. That's not reparations. Reparations would be the separate thing that they get.
You want reparations for something that didn't happen to you. You ain't never been no damn slave. You ain't never been through slavery.
Stray away from the actual topic at hand here.
You don't know what it is to go through a real struggle.
We talking about our ancestors, though.
America, this shit is a walk in the park. What you going through in America?
I got a question about.
I don't think reparation is the word. The issue is that this is a child. I believe that all children should
Okay,
be
she's
off
bringing it
limits,
back.
regardless of what it is. That's my only issue with
Wait,
it.
what if they bad though? What if their kids cuss at you though? Is it still off limits?
You see it all the time. The little kids these days are just bad boy. They are bad. In high school, junior high, middle school. Remember, hearing my mother, she's doing her stuff in Texas. She talks about when the kids are just crossing the street, they just, 5, 6, 7-year-olds just talking like they teenagers.
Limits? Because these
For
kids
me,
not
it is.
child
For me,
cute.
it is. Everybody's different, but for me, it is. If I was her, I would have went to the parents.
Oh, yeah,
If
I
the
would-
parents had done anything, I would have probably talked my mess and walked off or whatever. But to call him an N-word and try to go directly after the child when I'm sure that his parents were probably around, that's my only issue.
I feel like you're warranted to have a
As a
problem
child.
with it if you have the same energy if somebody who looked like us was to treat a young white kid or a young Asian kid. If you carry that same energy, then I think, you're entitled to being upset about that. But if you don't carry the same energy, you got to kind of think about, who you are as a person.
My thing also, like you said, like what Jerry just said, if there was such an issue, why wouldn't you go to talk to the kid's parents? But one thing is, if the parents were around, the parents would have actually seen, what was going on with their kid. They would have rushed over, right? But the fact that didn't happen lets me know that the kid was alone and unattended, unsupervised. So yeah, and then the guy who came and confronted the lady, he's up here talking. He did more than the parents even did. Parents weren't even around. So what's the deal with that? The kid just, go over there by himself.
Regardless, it's wrong, right? But I'm just interested into like the reparations real quick. What were you saying about that? About how the reparations is going to
you got your reparations. When the black woman chose to
I'm not
be
saying me. No, I'm saying who.
All right, they're going back in this whole reparations thing. I just wanted to go, the topic at hand about, using the N-word, black folks, I know we're not a monolith. We're all individual, but when one says it, the other ethnicities outside of our culture, is it all right to say? Is it not all right to say? Why do we get to say it? But that's the one word they can't say. But we call every other culture, every name up under the sun. Then a lot of people say, well, we're the minority of the group, so we hold no power. We can't be racist towards these other ethnicities, these other groups. I'm like, yeah, you can. Just because they outnumber you doesn't mean you can't be racist towards them. Because if you come individually to each one, it's still racist, right? If you decide to act or respond to them or say derogatory stuff towards their culture, what's the difference? I don't know. But that's my thoughts. That's my opinions on it. Let me know your thoughts and comments down section below. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give me a thumbs up. I'd like to hear what you got to say. Until next time, peace.